World War I and World War II. We often think of these wars as the two great wars. These wars were devastating. They had many casualties. World War I had an estimated 10 million casualties, as well as an estimated 21 million wounded. World War II had an even greater toll at an estimated 55 million casualties. Why were these wars so lethal? What made them so devastating? Today,
we
are
going
to
examine
the
differences
between
the
two
great
wars
and
analyze
why
they
are
so
lethal.
Used by infantry in World War I. It is a type of warfare in which opposing armies face each other in entrenched positions. Opposing soldiers would dig deep for cover and would fight for long periods of time only to move their front lines a short distance. These trenches would be separated by an area referred to as no man's land. Oftentimes, forces would place barbed wire and other obstacles between the trenches in order to deter opposing soldiers from invading. These obstacles and slow-moving pace of trench warfare prompted the development of stronger weapons possessing the power to make an effective attack on trenches.
Machine guns were a good new innovation that was used in the war. It allowed soldiers to put more bullets downrange at an exponential rate. An example of this is the Maxim machine gun. By the Second War, we will see great improvements in the weapons that will be closer to more modern weapons, just like the AK-47, MP4, etc., etc. Now, also a new weapon that sprang about during this time was chemical warfare. The deployment of poisonous gas precedented a new technological development of a horrific state. It was designed to break the trench warfare stalemate by killing soldiers on a large scale that otherwise would be hard to reach. Also, a quick note, planes were also used in the war. Though they weren't used as an aggressive side, they were more used as recon during the trench warfare. Later in other wars, airplanes will be a primary offensive tactic to use.
Whereas World War I was characterized by a very slow-paced war, trenches moving at inches at a time. World War II was known as the Blitzkrieg War, which meant literally lightning war. It was characterized by fast-paced, moving action from building to building, and very heavy infantry firing. Oftentimes, Allies would come in and bomb structures beforehand before infantry would move in onto a building or a target. That's it for now. Next, we're going to talk about the World War II weapons. We know that World War II was a much different fighting style, but what else aided in that fighting style? First star would be machine guns. In World War I, machine guns were not portable. They were a big invention because they could put more bullets at a faster pace downrange. But in World War II, machine guns became portable. They could be carried by infantry. This gave infantry a much bigger advantage and resulted in much larger casualties. The next thing we talk about is artillery. Artillery was much more widely used in World War II than it was in World War I. This helped soften defenses and aid the infantry in infiltrating their targets and made it much easier. Next thing we're going to talk about is planes. In World War I, planes were mostly used for reconnaissance and light bombing missions. In World War II, planes were widely utilized to aid in missions before infantry would come in, as well as during and after when infantry would be stuck at a standstill. Planes would turn the tide of many fronts in the war and aid many victories throughout the war.
Carrying nuclear weapons can sweep over a variety of routes and drop bombs on any important target in the United States.
A new type of bomb that resulted in mass casualties, destroying whole cities at a time. These bombs were introduced to the war in August of 1945. The first was dropped on Hiroshima, and the second was dropped on Nagasaki a few days after.
Yes, these bombs were dropped as an attempt to force the Japanese to surrender while avoiding the massive American casualties that were resulting from Matt Jackson.
Eric McClellan and Mitch Young.
Signing out.